The reason my grandpa kept a drawer of takeout menus sounds small until you hear who it was really for. At first, a drawer of takeout menus looked like clutter. Then my grandpa reacted to a tiny movement like somebody had touched a wound. The thing people missed was right there. They got quiet when someone joked about it. Pain does not always announce itself. Sometimes it just builds a routine and hopes people respect it. Someone moved too fast, then they finally said the person's name, and the room changed before the story even finished. That single moment forced the room to understand what my grandpa had been carrying. The ending was not clean. The person it belonged to never came back, but the story stopped being locked away. But the next time someone saw a drawer of takeout menus, they treated it like a story instead of a problem. That was the moment the story stopped being about clutter and started being about care. The apology mattered, but the behavior after mattered more. People can say sorry because the room expects it. They prove it later when the object comes up again and they choose gentleness first. The part I keep replaying is how normal the day looked before the truth came out. If they got quiet when someone joked about it, that is not random behavior. That is a signal, and everybody in the room had walked past it because judging was faster than paying attention. Before anyone says they should have just moved on, think about what moving on actually means here. The object was not replacing a person. It was giving my grandpa one tiny routine that did not ask them to explain the worst day again. What made it sad was not that people were confused at first. Confusion happens. The sad part was how quickly confusion turned into jokes, and how long my grandpa had to stand there while the jokes gathered weight. I think people argue about stories like this because everyone has their own hidden object somewhere. It might not look like a drawer of takeout menus, but it has the same job. Hold the memory quietly when the person cannot say the whole story out loud. The truth did not make anybody a villain forever, but it did make the room responsible. Once you understand the wound, you do not get to keep poking it and pretend you are only being honest. If you were there, does an apology still matter if it arrives years late? Comment grandpa with your answer, like if the smallest detail was the saddest part, and subscribe for another one where the first sentence matters.